Hey guys, awesome to see you here. We're looking at the Armstrong A-Wing setup, okay? So you guys who are looking at this, hopefully you've bought a wing, you're ready to rock and roll. So we're just gonna go over a couple of things. It's pretty simple, but I just wanna make sure everyone's aware of the details. So step one, open your bag. You got manual and repair kit in this top pocket. You got your standard wrist leash in this pocket, ready to go. Okay, so wing, first of all, brand new wing out of the factory. Obviously they get air shipped, okay? So when your wing has been air shipped, it can get all kinds of ruffled up in the air. So what you want to do, unroll it. There's a bit of paper packaging in there. Now what we need to do, when it first comes out of the bag, because it's been folded up and shipped, you want to just give it a little shake out, lifting up the back of the strut. Give it a little shake out, just to let the bladder, you can see, because it's been folded up quite tight in the bag, it's all crinkled up, right? So, you get your pump. We recommend inflating the leading edge first. So, there is one big difference with our wings. We have a large inflate valve on both the leading edge and the strut, okay? So we're gonna pump up the leading edge. Now, the first time you pump up, it's any kite product really, you don't want to just go hammer and tong out of the gate. You want to just take it easy because the bladder has been folded up in the bag during shipping, and you want to make sure it has a chance to just open out nicely. Now before you put it to full pressure, have a look along the wing and make sure there's no creases where the bladder might be folded up. Okay, that all looks good. Then you can go up to 7 to 7.5 psi. That's our recommended pressure. Now the strut, okay. Now the strut, as we were saying before, okay, is also a large inflation valve, right? So when you pump this up, it's very important you don't just go hammer and tongs. This is a large inflation valve into a large strut, and you need to give the bladder some time to fill out into this tube because it's been packed up, right, really tight. So just take it easy. Give it a bit of a shake, especially the first time you pump it up. Nice and gentle. It's only like 7 or 8 pumps, and you'll see it just rolling out. Now, the same with the leading edge. When you get partly inflated, just make sure there's no creases, everything's good, bladder's set. You can give it a bit of a tap. Then you go up to the same 7 to 7.5 pounds. That's it, job done for the pumping. Okay guys, we've got 2 leash options. This is the wrist leash that comes with the wing. Super simple, pretty obvious. There's a couple of ways you can attach it. The easiest way is directly onto the kite, okay? This is the easiest way that you'll generally use with the wrist leash. Super simple. We also have this bit of string. Now this bit of string is actually if you want to use this leash on your board, okay? So that's for connecting your leash to your board. And I use this leash on my board, I really love it. And on the wing, I use our waist leash. Now our waist leash is an extra accessory, really high quality Dyneema with bungee. I'll just show you how the waist leash works and a couple of ways that you can attach it. So first of all, around your waist, okay, click up the buckle, then you have this Velcro tab. It folds around, connects to the Velcro on the other side, and then you slide this little pad over the top, that's locked in. So even if the buckle comes undone, this thing's locked on, okay? Now we do have a quick release option on the leash, but I'm not using it in this case because sometimes I like to just go super lightweight, and you got options on how you set your leash up for the waist leash, but it comes standard with the quick release. Now, what we've got here is an extra pigtail, okay? You've got your lark's head knot, your standard lark's head knot there. Your pigtail, you can thread this directly through for a direct connection if you want, or you can put the pigtail on your wing. So there's 2 options for how you connect the leash. This is if you've got one leash for multiple wings. If you've got one leash per wing, then you can just have it directly connected. You don't need the pigtail, but that's up to rider preference. And just make sure those knots are cinched up nice and snug. And that's it on your waist leash. Now, let's have a talk about the handles, okay? So we've got a bit of breeze. We're gonna flip the wing over. We've got our D-power handle on the front. This is when you're riding downwind, cruising, or walking to the beach, okay? Now, when you're transferring to get riding, I prefer to use the lower Y handle first as my first grab option. The reason for that is when I reach back and grab a wing and power up, because my hand is on this lower Y handle, the wingtip is a bit higher out of the water, okay? And you can get yourself going with your hand down here. Then what I'll generally do, this is how I like to transition my hands, I just sheet out with my backhand and just grab another handle and then sheet back in. If you sheet out, you can just move your hand around the front. The other way to do it is if you're not so confident, you can let go your backhand, grab one of these other front handles. I usually grab the second one, and then you can put your other hand, front hand, on any of these handles you want, okay? Now, for the backhand, you got two handle options here. The more forward handle is less power, okay? The more rearward handle is more power. And it's the same with the front handles. If you move your front hand back, you're gonna have more power, okay? So if this is the most powered position, which is like light wind to get yourself out of the hole type riding, this is a really comfortable way to ride with your hands closer together. These two handles are really balanced. Or if you want max power for jumping, I tend to spread my arms right out onto these or on the upwind Y handle. The handle lengths are positioned so that when you're holding on to them, it's an even pressure between your arms. That's the general theory of it. And so transition, if you're on the top Y handle here, I'll tend to go for the center handle with my other hand, come around, complete your transition. When you're riding toe side, it's better to have both hands on the rear handle. So the front one on the front rear and the back handle on the back rear handle, okay? And that makes it more balanced because your body's twisted and you can't set your body position up the same as it would be when you're front side. So that twist in your body riding toe side is much more comfortable on the back handles, unless you're really maxed. If you max power, you can move your back hand forward the same as before, or even your front hand, move it forward to a forward handle. It's gonna give you less power.